guys, so I wanted to give you guys a few practice tips for while we're all in quarantine. Everyone has tons of time on their hands to really hone in on their craft and practice, but you want to be practicing the correct way and making sure that you're actually making good progress with it and not just repeating things or practicing the wrong way continuously, and more so putting yourself in a deeper hole than actually progressing and advancing your voice or your instrument. A few tips for practicing. Make sure that when you practice, you set goals for each practice so you're not just going over stuff. So for example, right now I'm learning the second movement of Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, and every time I go into practice, I'm picking something out to hash out. So currently I'm working on my dynamics and the musical elements of the song. I already went through the hands separate. I already went through putting them together, playing super slow. Now I'm trying to play up the tempo. Now adding in the dynamics. So whatever it is, finding something very specific. If it's voice and you know that you have a problem with your tongue getting in your way and having a muffled tone, or if you know that you're not breathing correctly and you're constantly running out of breath, really just spend your practice focusing on that one thing. It's so much more effective if you hone in on that. It's just like playing a sport or doing any kind of learning thing. You really have to hone in on it, and it works better than just thinking of everything at one time, like thinking about breathing and phrasing and the notes and how you're preparing for the notes and your tongue placement and the words. All that is just too much to think about at one time. So when choosing a song to sing, make sure you know the song first before you even try. Like, learn the song with the track, practice singing with the artist, learn the lyrics, memorize the lyrics, and then step away and then go with the instrumental. Or if you play an instrument, learn the chords and play and sing, and work on your voice that way, separate from learning the song. Like, you're just learning the song, you're learning the melody, that's an aspect of it, you're learning the lyrics, that's an aspect of it, and then taking it apart and listening to how they're singing, listening to their tone. If you're familiar with chest voice, head voice, and falsetto tones, the vocal fry, and just different things like that, you can listen for those and try to emulate what they're doing, to kind of sound just like the artist. I always say that you should try to mimic the artist first before you make it your own, because you can learn so much by studying artists and studying how they sing and trying to sing like them. I think that's a really great starting point. But yeah, I hope that these tips help, and I hope that you guys set your goals and you're very intentional with your practice, and also don't spend too much time belaboring yourself or just practicing too long. Like, if you're practicing voice for like 2 hours and you're belting for 2 hours, like, that's not the super healthiest thing to do. You maybe just want to practice for an hour, or maybe practice for 30 minutes, depending on how many songs you're doing or whatever. And even with playing, like, I practice ukulele, I only practice like 30 minutes at a time. It hurts. It hurts, and you know, I'm trying to make sure I just grasp just enough to get me by, and learn in small pieces so I don't forget. You learn too much at one time, it all goes out the window, and you're stressed out and you're overthinking stuff. So take your time, set your goals, practice in smaller increments, and yeah, you guys have a great rest of your week, and happy practicing.